Was dan start van de Alliantie ben ik en welkom bij de aflevering van Master Detective Arc uit Code Plus. De vorige aflevering hebben wij zijn we op zoek gegaan naar het motief van de dokter. De dokter Pasca. Nu gaan we verder. Swapping places. Blackout. Lijkt me niet. Swapping places lijkt me een beetje logisch. Plan to escape kan er worden. Ah, wacht even. Oh. Dan denk ik dat het rechts is.
This isn't the right.
Calm down, Master.
Only the doctor knew the details of the plan, so it should
be in his notes. Oh, wat zal het swapping places zijn op die manier. Hij was plan om iemand te bestrooien met zoveel mensen. En daarna zelf ontsnappen. Dus dat wel goed, maar ik zat gewoon met de verkeerde solutie te kutten.
Oh, the door.
Are you?
Maar dat is dan niet gelukt.
So the doctor tried to swap places with someone else to escape from Amaterasu. The notes he left behind in the lab hinted at his plan.
You mean the diagram with the sulfuric acid being poured on someone?
Yeah, he was going to swap places with a corpse, then melt it with acid. He wanted to disfigure it beyond recognition. That's how he planned to fake his own death.
At the very least, it'd buy him enough time to escape Kanai Ward. Or so he thought.
Wow! Melting a corpse with sulfuric acid? Yay! So cool and grotesque! So who was the substitute supposed to be?
Maybe the hitman. The doctor was under surveillance by Amaterasu, but he was still looking for a chance to escape. When he learned a hitman was after him, he figured his chance had arrived. The doctor was hoping to use the security system to kill the hitman and use the body as a decoy.
Now that I think about it, the doctor did seem to be waiting for the hitman to arrive.
The hitman hasn't arrived yet. When will he show up? Don't tell me this so-called first-rate hitman was captured by peacekeepers.
But the hitman never did show up. That's why the doctor had a sudden change of plans.
And that was the act he put on by asking, "Who are you?"
Perhaps that was a trap to lure you in, Yuma.
He was trying to lure Master?
He considered taking advantage of the detectives, since the hitman never showed up. So if he called for help, he would charge into the lab, not knowing anything about the security system, and thereby acquire the corpse he needed as his decoy.
That seems overly complicated. Like those guys who overthink asking girls out?
Well, he couldn't have used another researcher. Someone would have noticed their absence. He needed visitors, people from outside to pull it off.
Was zijn plan dan niet om CPR-code te gebruiken?
So if I didn't know about the security and had rushed into the lab...
You'd be a super sexy skeleton right now. Aw, so close.
You want that?
But the doctor's plan failed, and he actually got boom killed by the hitman. I get what he was trying to do, but what about the impossible murder?
Assuming the attack on the doctor was just an act when we saw him through the intercom, we at least know for sure the real attack hadn't happened yet.
In other words, the culprit entered the lab after that exchange. So the problem is, when did they actually enter?
Goeie vraag. Ben ik ook niet helemaal over uit.
Where are we?
This place is a real mystery. Then again, I suppose that checks out.
Huh? Shinigami?
Yeah! Master! This looks like an important turning point! So, is that your final answer?
I haven't said anything yet!
Ja, dat kan dus niet.
Master, you need to narrow down the timing for when the culprit got inside. Now then, here's our fateful fork in the road. It's life or death! We are at the crossroads of mystery and solution. This earth-shattering choice.
Wat als hij naar binnen is gereden op Amapel?
Now, Master, which one will you choose?
Wat ik dus ook een tijdje dacht.
When I directed Amapel to go into the doctor's lab, he already had a knife stuck in him. Which means he was murdered before Amapel entered the doctor's lab.
Your answer?
Maar dan was hij dus al dood.
Yes! Congratulations!
What are you talking about?
Little by little, we're narrowing down when the culprit entered.
Yeah, but we still don't know how
Voor
yet.
Amapel.
It had to be between when we spoke to the doctor over the intercom and when Amapel entered his lab. During that time, the culprit entered the doctor's lab and murdered him.
So the most likely time would be when you went to borrow Amapel, Master. The culprit had to have entered the lab then.
But Fubuki waited at the front chamber while Desuhiko and I went to borrow Amapel. She said no one entered or left the lab.
Ja, wat ik zeg, is er geen kans dat hij naar binnen is gereden op Amapel?
Huh? We're back on the original path.
Maybe you're supposed to try opening that door now.
I'm sure that from here on out, it's not just about when, but also how the culprit got in. Yuma, there's no need to push yourself if things get too hard.
No, I can do it. I'm going to solve it.
This is a map of the critical lab.
Ja.
So we have to determine where the culprit was before the murder.
We'll have to solve them one at a time. Let's start with this mystery.
If we know where the culprit was before they got in, this route will be clear too. Do you know where, Yuma?
Ik denk bijna dat het hier moet zijn.
Here,
Dat is de enige plek.
culprit must have been here.
De enige plek waar die kan zijn is in die contamination area in een van die
After
labs.
the exchange on the intercom, given there was always a detective at the front chamber, when we went to borrow Amapel, the culprit had to have already made their way inside. But the airlock is the only location that isn't affected by the security system. There. The culprit had to be inside that decontamination device before committing the crime.
Ja, dat was ook mijn idee.
But I thought he was just hiding in there to avoid being spotted after the crime. So you think the culprit was in there before the crime too?
Yeah, the culprit was waiting for their chance. But we had no idea when we sent Amapel into the airlock.
Het kan nog steeds dat hij naar binnen
From
springt
there,
op Amapel.
You guided Amapel to the doctor's lab. So the culprit entered the doctor's lab before then? How would that be possible? Only Amapel could get past security, right?
Yeah, that's the next big...
Eén moment. Dat is hem. Since Amapel's arm had to be retracted first, it took time to enter the room even after the door opened. Deze motherfucker is er binnen gereden op Amapel. 100%.
Maybe the culprit used another Amapel unit.
Nee, hetzelfde.
No. The
En vanwege Fubuki's Star Rewind ability ging hij ook niet dood.
Which
Dus
means
het moet iemand geweest
the
zijn
Amapel
die
you
wist
control
dat Fubuki
was the
kon
only
time
one that
rewinden.
could get past security.
Mijn gok is dat Chief Yaku
So the
de dokter
culprit
heeft
must
vermoord.
have taken advantage of Master's Amapel to get into the doctor's lab.
Yeah, that's the
Mijn
only
gok is
way.
dat dat is gebeurd.
How did they use
En mijn gok is dat Chief Yaku vervolgens
There's no solving the doctor's murder until we figure that out.
een setup heeft gegooid.
Well, I have an idea. Will you hear me out?
What is it?
How about giving up?
Met
I'm
iemand.
getting tired.
Nope, motion denied.
Misschien met Vivia. Dat zal me niks verbazen. En dat Vivia moet faken dat hij Chief Yaku heeft
Another
neergezet.
fork in the road. Such a
Dus ik denk
complicated
dat
mystery.
Chief Yaku
Hollen.
letterlijk de mastermind is van het hele plan. En de persoon is die Dr. Wesker heeft gestoken.
Beyond each problem lies the truth.
En zijn shield. Hij is wel op gaan zitten. Ik ben er bijna zeker van dat wat ik hier zeg klopt.
What do you mean? Use
Gelezen de
Amapel as a
context van het
shield?
hele verhaal van Vivia.
Amapel is
Van hey,
supposed to be
weet zeker wel dat
sturdy
je de
enough to
waarheid aan
withstand an
kan.
elephant
Als je
stepping on
vindt.
it.
Ja, dat weet ik. Er komt een belangrijk vorm in de weg waar je moet kiezen hoeveel het waard is. Oftewel,
So,
trouw je
the culprit
vrienden
followed
of niet.
behind Amapel to avoid the toxic gas and explosions?
I get it! You're so smart, Master!
Het feit dat we het over iemand hebben die weet wat Fubuki kan.
I don't think so.
Hey! Master just showed off how smart and logical he is.
Alles lijkt langzaam maar zeker te pointen naar Jacob.
Master wasn't smart after all! Come on, take it from the top!
It's gonna crush us!
Ja, het is toch zo? Oh, wacht. Nee, door iemand anders niet. Dus ik ga ervan uit dat het...
Yeah, even if Amapel itself is fine,
Ja,
it
precies.
wouldn't be able to protect the culprit from the toxic gas.
Dat is dan de vraag. Hoe heeft hij... Dat wel. Oh nee, wacht. Nee, dat niet. Nee. Maar de time rewind ability van
Even
Fubuki
though
kan dat
Amapel
wel.
is sturdy, it couldn't withstand the high voltage shock from the panel chamber. Which means it'd be impossible to use Amapel to protect yourself.
You're only realizing this now. At this rate, you'll be a grandpa before you stop being a rookie.
Perhaps you will improve in the next life.
I'm trying my best in this life!
Maar ik ben er toch relatief zeker van dat mijn theorie klopt. Technisch gezien is het wel een shield natuurlijk.
You think neither is really the right answer?
Ja.
Given the process of elimination, that must be it. Amapel's hands aren't designed to hold anything, so it couldn't use the knife to murder the doctor. Which means Amapel wasn't the murder weapon. And the culprit couldn't have used it as a shield. It can't neutralize the toxic gas, and the high voltage shock would destroy it.
So then, how did the culprit use Amapel?
I think we'll find out if we continue down this path.
Ik zeg je, luister. Ik kan je bijna garanderen dat dit het antwoord is.
That was the wrong answer! Come on, master! Huh?
We've been here before. It looks like we've been brought back.
But the door we opened earlier is closed again. Why's that?
Yeah, I wonder why.
Huh? Even the question is the same. Does that mean we gotta do it all over again?
Well, the logic is still sound. There's no other hiding spot for the culprit besides the airlock.
So you want to choose the same answer and keep going?
If you do, you'll just repeat the whole process again. We'll just be brought back here if we can't figure out how did the culprit use Amapel. And I refuse to walk any more than I have to.
Hey, don't stand up!
Stop it.
If you want me to leave you alone, then help my useless master out!
Fine. Just one thing then. We're back at where was the culprit before the crime? Because you're stuck at how did the culprit use Amapel? With that in mind, these two questions are connected.
Connected? Both the culprit's location and how Amapel was used?
Help him out more! More!
The culprit was hiding in the airlock, where you also left the robot, right? At that moment, only the culprit and Amapel were there. So maybe the culprit did
Hij sprong
something.
erop. Ik zeg het je.
The culprit did something to Amapel?
Clues are always there, right under your nose. It's a detective's job to notice them. Did you notice anything strange back then? Any tiny detail?
Something... Hey!
Hij doet half
Now
uit.
that you mention it, back then...
Oh, hey, the screen lit up. So this is what Amapel sees. It's like the cockpit of a mecha.
Whoa,
Dat.
what was that?
Did it break already? I thought it was state of the art.
No, it...
Iemand ging
There
erop
was
zitten,
a
ik
moment
zeg
when
het
the
je.
camera stopped functioning while I was controlling Amapel. It returned to normal pretty quick, but maybe...
See? I told you it was right under your nose. You don't need any additional help from me, right?
That was a clue to help solve this mystery?
Actually, everything in this world is a key to solving mysteries. You just haven't noticed them. Perhaps there is more you're overlooking. Was there anything else unusual?
Something unusual. Something I missed.
Anything else? It's not like Amapel's camera showed the culprit.
Correct.
Wait, that's it!
Huh?
Now that I think about it, wasn't that strange? The culprit must have gotten ahead of Amapel, but why didn't they ever show up on the camera? If the culprit...
Now that you mention it,
But nobody showed up on camera. How How did the culprit manage to pull that off?
Ik zei het
How
je.
can you move from the airlock to the doctor's lab without appearing even once on Amapal's camera?
Hey, aren't you just adding another mystery?
No. All the pieces are here.
Huh?
Yuma, the mysteries you face now can be solved with a single answer.
A single answer?
Sheesh. I talk too much.
Oh, one mystery after another! What do we do now? It's a Pandora's box!
Let's stay calm.
Ik weet het antwoord.
Or not. I'll keep reading while you wrap things up.
Remember what he said, Master. Use those whip.
Culprits locate Amapal's its malfunction. Why didn't the culprit at all visit me?
On top of Amapal's head. That's transportation. Cobra jumped on it. They were on top of the head.
I got it! The culprit rode on Amapal's head, using it as a method of transportation.
Yup. Zoals ik al zei, dat is het antwoord.
With every open door, it will be
Ik
harder
ben niet
for
op.
you to turn
De
back.
wissels.
Are you sure you want to keep going?
Absolutely. I will find the truth no matter what. This is for the Nocturnal Detective Agency.
Ik denk oprecht dat Jaco de culprit is nu.
Hey, you said the culprit rode on top of Amapal. What did you mean by that?
Literally what I said. The culprit rode Amapal and used it to get through. After we left Amapal in the airlock, the culprit came out of the decontamination device. Then they jumped on Amapal's head. The disruption in the footage was from the impact.
That's insane.
Yup, dat is wel echt wel
Is
dat
it?
is gebeurd.
I think it's fairly reasonable. Amapal can withstand up to 100 kilograms of weight. So, someone riding on it shouldn't affect its functionality.
The shoe print on Amapal's head wasn't caused by someone kicking it.
Maar iemand die erop zat.
It was left there from the culprit hopping on and off.
After that, the culprit simply rode on it as it moved toward the doctor's lab.
Yup.
By doing so, the culprit was able to evade the camera and remain hidden as they made their way through the lab.
You're right. If it's true, then it does solve all of the previous mysteries. Imagining the culprit riding on a robot makes me laugh.
But Yuma, have you not realized it? You're still missing something. One major mystery remains.
What's with that huge sigh?
The greatest mystery of this case should appear soon. Just the thought of it gets me feeling down.
This case's greatest mystery?
Ik ben heel erg benieuwd. Of wat ik zeg klopt. Wat ik denk klopt.
This is the panel chamber.
That means the doctor's lab is just beyond it. If we can get through here, we'll reach the goal, yeah?
Toen we de deur opendeden.
Is this the greatest mystery you mentioned?
Not exactly what I was envisioning.
Well, this is the mystery to be solved, so let's clear it out.
Beats me.
Dat gaan we beantwoorden op de volgende aflevering. In de volgende aflevering. Mensen, ik bedank jullie voor het kijken. Like, abonneren, reageren op die vrienden. En hoop je de volgende keer weer terug te zien bij de aflevering van Master Detective Archives Raincoat Plus. Zie je!